Good morning, everybody. Lone Wolf Rick here, and I'm standing in this little, I guess, courtyard area entrance here to Excalibur. Give you a look around here on this Saturday morning here in Las Vegas. So it's a few minutes before 8 a.m. and it's already 90 degrees here in Las Vegas. They're looking for a high today of 109 degrees, 109 today. Hope everybody's doing okay. Loud motorcycle back there behind me on the strip. Just rode around here for a few minutes, so we'll take a look at some stuff here. Hope everybody has a great weekend this weekend. Here in Vegas, I think it'll be a little bit below average occupancy wise. Last night on the strip, wasn't a whole lot going on, to be honest with you. You know, I always say it's like, you know, on the weekends when you can walk the strip and not continuously bump into people, that's a pretty slow weekend. And that's kind of the way it was last night. It was pretty slow. Busier than midweek, but for a Friday night it was not real busy. Pedestrian overpass here, heading towards New York, New York. We'll take a look here at Tropicana westbound. See the Orleans in the background over there. Come over here, we'll take a look at Tropicana eastbound here. Back towards the Tropicana Hotel over there. Give you a look at what the traffic looks like here on this Saturday morning. That today we'd spend a few minutes just talking about Lake Mead. I'm sure as maybe a lot of you have seen on the news, it's like Lake Mead water levels, and have heard the stories of you know, the water levels falling and the water receding, and old relics popping up out of nowhere, and you know, old boats that have sunk. It's like you can now see. And bodies have been found out in the lake from the days of possibly the mob, or just maybe missing people in general. But I thought we'd talk a little bit about the water levels and what's going on with them, and how it actually affects not only Las Vegas, but affects a lot of different areas around here, the western part of the country, that maybe most people don't really know about it. It's like in the media, it doesn't really talk about a lot of the effects of, you know, the water levels and how it affects other parts of the country. So I thought we'd start off with talking about the water levels in the year 2000. In the year 2000, the water levels at Lake Mead by feet was 1,214 feet. And that was a pretty good level. You know, for most of the time, whatever they would say, the lake is full or almost full or whatever, it was usually in the, you know, maybe the mid to high 1,200 feet range. So So to start the new century off, 1,214 feet was a pretty decent level. And then now let's look at the last 5 years of the water level. In 2018, the water level was at 1,089 feet. In 2019, it was at 1,088 feet. This is at the peak highs of where it was during the year. In the year 2020, they were at 1,090 feet. 2021 last year was at 1,098 feet. And then this year so far, this was as of June 25th, the lake is at 1,044 feet. So you can see it's dropped quite a bit, and that's what we're seeing now. It's like the drop from last year to 1,044 feet. And what we're seeing, it's like all these things that have been buried in the lake for so long starting to pop up as the lake's receding back. But probably what most people don't realize is it's like that certain levels of the lake, things will stop operating. And if it ever gets to 950 feet, keep in mind it's at 1,044 feet now, if it ever gets to 950 feet, the power turbines in the dam will stop working. It's got to have that level to keep the water flowing, to keep the power turbines going. The electricity from Hoover Dam's not as prevalent as it was 50 years ago, say. It still provides electricity to areas of Nevada, Arizona, California. And it's like it goes through that area. It provides for about 675,000 homes electricity. Take a look down here. That's where we'll be heading for a few minutes. Now, if we take a look at the water supply, it's interesting. It's like I just want to let everybody know. I've always heard it's like, you know, you're building all the casinos. It's like they're using all the waters or whatever. Yeah, the actual resorts here in the Las Vegas area consumes 5% of the water that comes out of Lake Mead. 5%. 60% is residential, and then the rest of it's agricultural, and things like that. A little bit of evaporation. You know, so that's some of the stuff that you're looking at. And the water supplied, it's like from the lake, it's like Arizona, California, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, and parts of Mexico. And a lot of that is for agricultural farming, which most people don't talk about. You know, everybody talks about water, their lawns and stuff, but they kind of leave out all the farms that are around these surrounding states. It's like, oh, get their agricultural water from the lake. And they talked a little bit about the current projections. And they talked about in the year September of 2023, at the rate that it's going, it's like with current rainfalls and snowpack in the Rocky Mountains and everything, the lake by September 2023 would be at 1,015 feet. So that's what we're looking at here. You know, it's like when you talk about Lake Mead, it not only affects the Las Vegas area, it affects the whole western part of the United States, as you can tell. 7 states are affected by the water if the water continues to recede. If the water dips below 900 feet to, I think it's like 895 feet, something like that. It's called the dead pool, or dead zone, dead pool. And if that happens, then it's kind of checkmate. That would provide enough water for basically Las Vegas, Henderson, and Boulder City here in Nevada. And everybody else would just be out of luck. No water for the farming, no water for any of those other 7 states or parts of Mexico. They would just completely be left out. So there you have it. There's that's what's really going on with Lake Mead. It's like, you know, and it's interesting because well, it's interesting because it's like, you know, that's part of the infrastructure problems here in America. So, you know, and nobody kind of goes through, and everybody talks the game, but nobody really does anything about it. So, also one other thing I kind of wanted to mention before I kind of wrap up here is, you know, Las Vegas is now the #2 market in gaming. Take a look at, hey, check this out. They got new things in the windows here at Raising Cane's. You know, Las Vegas is the #2 market for gaming as far as revenue and everything, with Macau being the #1 market. And as of yesterday, Macau completely shut down. They completely shut down for 1 week because the COVID-19 is rising again in that area. So, you know, whenever I talk to everybody, it's always tell you to be safe. You know, it's like the thing. It's like this is probably in our lifetime. It's like this is never going to go away. You know, when you have a mecca like Macau, I mean, Las Vegas, we closed down for 78 days. Remember, like 2 years ago, and so now 2 years later, the mecca of Macau has completely shut down for 1 week. So. Just wanted to let everybody know, and it's like here in Vegas, it's like, you know, there's word, it's like, you know, we've had peaks and valleys of the COVID-19. It hasn't gone away. It's still here. So everybody be safe, okay? Just like I always say, be aware of your surroundings, whether it's, you know, for something like the COVID-19 or even like, you know, all the violence and everything that's going on. Just be aware of your surroundings. You know, everybody be safe, okay? And I think that's going to do it for today. It's like, we'll end that on a downer note here, I guess. But I'll be out and about here in town, roaming around, looking for stuff. And I want everybody to have a great weekend, okay? And take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.